You don't have the TA, just
I
me.
don't have, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Just doing what I did last week. And I
Okay.
had an issue earlier
Yeah.
with the live stream, so I'm hoping it all goes well because there's not really anybody for me to ask if it doesn't. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
But good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. Nice. Okay.
They are working on the TA schedule for Sunday nights so that you will have one. I know that's something they're doing. But apparently the classes got scheduled, or at least they got scheduled a little later. For
scheduled very late. I mean, we only got it yesterday for the week.
Yeah. So she thought we were okay. Like she thought I wouldn't have to be on tonight, which it was fine. And so when she hit me up, I said, hey, I was willing to go with the flow, and see what was going on.
Right.
But she was like, I'm sorry. I said, it's okay. But I'm on a late one time. I've got Sue's midnight for me. So that's my last one.
Sorry.
Very sorry. It's okay. It's okay. Melissa took it last time, so it's okay. We're gonna get it worked out to where it's
okay.
And I'm going to Splits to be able to do school stuff. So I'm a legit graduate student, so I should have late nights, right?
You're right.
I can't do homework late, but I can do this late. So that's fine. I'll do this for now.
Okay, that's fine.
I went to fetch it twice. I was washing my brushes.
Okay, no, that's fine.
It's back. Here we go. Washing up. Shape it down.
Oh,
I had a good class earlier.
oh, good.
Yeah.
You had the Zoom tips, right?
Yes. We had about 14 in the class, but a lot of interaction.
Oh, good. I have one request waiting for the video, but we'll see how that goes. Are you aware that we don't ever get your recordings? I know Melissa's working on it, but there seems to be a glitch or something with your classes.
With what? With
the class recordings. I've watched you hit record, but they never get processed.
Okay, well, I've Marge and I have been working on it.
Okay, I know
because they do get recorded. They get recorded every single time. Okay, they get the actual recording. I listen to it, so it does get recorded. But I think it's probably been set up. It comes into my personal Zoom cloud.
Oh, and you've told Marge that it's going to your personal. That's probably what the issue is. It's not going to come to the side. Anyway, everyone needs to be able to see you again. So we'll see. We're going to get it fixed.
All right. Thanks, Sharon. Okay. Oh, hello, Carolyn. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Welcome to the class. Okay. Hello, Nancy. Hey, how are you, Nancy? Can't hear you. You've got to press your space bar down or touch your microphone. Otherwise, Sharon will be on you to help you.
I'm hanging in. How are you? I'm sorry, I was on mute.
Yes, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Nice to see you again. Yeah, okay. And Melinda, okay, you back. Nice. Hello, Melinda. Hello, call him Melinda. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Here I am. Hi, good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again. Okay, thanks very much for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Dolores, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. Thank you. And who else we got? We got Ellen. Ellen, hello. Ellen. Calling Ellen. Calling Ellen. Hello, hello. Just press your space bar down because you are.
Oh, there. I'm there now. Hi.
Yes, you're there. That's great. Okay, welcome.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, well, Ellen, while I've got you on the line, what brings you to an introduction to Facebook?
I just want to make sure there's something that I'm not missing, but I use Facebook a lot.
Well, then you probably need an advanced Facebook, don't you?
Maybe I'll see. If I think I know everything, I'll drop out.
No, don't drop out. Just ask me the question. Just ask
Okay.
me the questions, okay? And if I've got time and I'm able to, then I'll answer them as well. Okay?
Thank you.
So that's fine. That's great. Hello, Shirley.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I was just changing my background there.
Okay, that's fine. So Shirley, what brings you to an introduction to Facebook?
Well, I don't know. I could learn something. It's a different day today, and I got to learn something today. I'm sure I will from Michael.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So, Carolyn, what brings you into class today?
Just to give a refresher.
Okay. Because I'm sure is there anybody in class today that does not have a Facebook account? Just tell me if you do not have a Facebook account. Okay. All right. That's good because in the beginning, I've got a couple of slides because it's introductory, how to open an account. So I'll shoot through those quickly. I won't labor because you've all got Facebook accounts and you've all been fiddling on Facebook from the sounds of it, and some of you for years. And so I think we could have quite an interesting interactive class if you are prepared to be interactive, okay? And possibly even, but Nancy, you've got your video showing against the ceiling. I can't see you. Can you bring your video down? Then I won't. There we are.
Very
There.
nice ceiling though, right, Michael?
Sorry?
It's a very nice ceiling though, right?
Very nice ceiling, yes.
You can count the dots on it.
Yeah. So Shirley, that tells me it's a virtual background. Is that the kitchen you want to be in?
Oh, I'd love a white kitchen. But mine's white, but not quite that white.
Okay. No, that's nice. Okay. Yeah. So Ellen, hello. Nice to see you again. So you're hoping to learn something? You're an experienced Facebooker?
Well, I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I'm just thinking, well, there must be some, function that I might not be using that is out there.
That's a challenge. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
All right. I think everybody is into class. It's coming into class. And for those that have got their videos on, thank you very much. It's great talking to a face rather than talking to a black square. So that's great. And Sharon, I just want to introduce Sharon to you. She's going to just be here for a moment and then she's shooting out. And she works for Get Set Up and she's streaming us live. Sharon, where are we going live? Into the Get Set Up website or Facebook?
Yes, definitely Get Set Up TV, and I think Facebook and YouTube. I think it's automatic.
Set Up website or Facebook?
Yes, definitely Get Set Up TV, and I think Facebook.
Okay, you went dead there. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
you
great.
heard me actually listening to the streaming. So we were doing a double sound there for a second. Like,
Yes, I heard that.
It gets
I
a
thought I
little
was
time
getting
warp. Yeah, it gets a time warp. But okay, but it should be Facebook, YouTube, and the GSU TV. So
Right. Okay. All right. Well, welcome to everybody. And I assume I'm familiar with most of the names. You're all from North America or Canada. There's nobody, I don't think, from Australia or New Zealand in class today, is there? If they are, then say yes. Okay, no, you're not. Okay, that's fine. Just because they Get Set Up is launching in Australia and New Zealand at the moment, and we last week we just got our full-time employee, so he's going to start getting some viewership from Australia. So I'm looking forward to hearing the Australian accent, because I've had some Indonesian accents and I've had some Chinese accents and of course North American accents. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. We're going to just whip through a couple of slides quickly, and then we're going to go live onto Facebook, and we see if we can share something with you that that you would be able to pick up that you don't know. So all of you, I think, know now that my name is Michael Plumstead and I live in Perth in Western Australia. And I've just had breakfast just prior to the class. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. And yeah, so you all in the evening's different. I think one of you are from California, if I remember. So you're not so far into the evening, whereas others are on the East Coast. So yeah, I love business, I love gardening, I love microgreens, which I do a class on, and I love training on Get Set Up. So we're going to be covering basically what you see on the agenda, but I think from listening to what all of you have been saying while you're in class, I think we're going to be covering a little more than this. And I've got a challenge, so we'll see what happens. So as you know, Facebook is for finding people, and one of the reasons. So if you're looking for an old classmate that was at school with you, then Facebook is the place to go. Okay, and only problem is with females changing their surname often. And they don't put their maiden name in, it might be a bit difficult, but for guys, a lot easier. Okay, and it's for networking and connecting just generally with friends. But the algorithms have changed a lot in 2021. So I'll point some of those out as we move through. And so the security is also an issue. I know it's sort of comes up in the news, particularly in North American news quite a lot. And we're going to be talking about how to secure yourself as well, just as part of the introduction, because I think it's elementary now that we have to be sure how we're going to look after ourselves on Facebook. Okay, so yeah. I'm going to be using certain terms in this class. I just want to make sure that you're familiar with these terms. If somebody says, I'm on Facebook, it just means they have an account. That's it. Okay. And you can request friendships. And remember, it's a two-way communication. So you request to be a friend of somebody and they have to agree. Okay, and the other way around, they request you as a friend and you have to agree. Okay, now I think things have changed over the years. For those of you like myself have been on for quite a long time, you know, there was a time when you sort of like looking for more friends and all that, and then you really landed up with too many. And one needs to, I think, filter those out, I believe anyway. And particularly with the new algorithms, you need to now filter out those because you're not going to get their posts anyway. Okay, so a friend is a two-way commitment. Excuse me. So it mustn't become a one-way. You know, you mustn't just be getting things from your friend and not giving anything to your friend. If you wanted to do that, following is a one-way activity. Okay, then you don't necessarily have to give it. You're following somebody, following them as an individual, or following their product, or following their company, and that's a one-way activity. So I'll show you how to do these, these things, and I show you how to delete them and unfriend people and so on as well. Coming back to the security side of things, these 5 words that you see on the screen are options to help you control your Facebook presence, okay, and your security and what you want to see and what you don't want to see, and this becomes an important interaction with Facebook using these 5 options that you see here. So first of all, there's restrict. You can restrict somebody and they cannot see your posts. Okay, but remember that anything that you publish as public, and we'll touch on that during the class, everybody's going to see that. Okay, so you know, if you restrict somebody, they cannot see your post, but you can still see their posts. Okay, so unfollow. Now remember, I said it's a 2-way commitment. Follow and unfollow. I mean, following is a 1-way. Sorry, unfollowing. Unfollow, you were following, that was a 1-way, and friending was a 2-way. Unfollow, you don't see their posts. Okay, that's it. And you can snooze somebody for 30 days and then everything comes back to normal after 30 days. Now you can unfriend somebody. It's a 2-way commitment. So you don't see their posts. And you know, that 2-way commitment is now dissolved. Okay, you don't have that 2-way friend commitment anymore. The block is a harsh, and sometimes you have to use block. I've used block now. So blocking also unfriends people as well, and you don't see each other's posts, and I'll show you that during the class. You can't even message each other. Okay, so you totally block that out of your life, and that's it. Okay, you can unblock them at a later stage if you wanted to, but that's a block. All right, so because none of you are not yet on Facebook, you are all on Facebook. I'm not going to show you how to set up a Facebook account and so forth, and how to move forward. So what I'm going to do now is, these are all how to change things on Facebook. I'm going to share now my Facebook account. Okay, can you see it? Just nod your head or say yes.
Yes.
Yes, right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now, when you go onto Facebook, as you know, you land up on, you see that darkened little house at the top of your screen. And I must tell you up front also that depending on what device you're using to access Facebook, you will see different things. I'm using a desktop computer. So if you're using a laptop, it'll be the same. But if you're using a phone or a tablet or a Chromebook, it may well be different. So be aware of that. But the functionality is there. And Facebook has a lot of functionality, okay? And that's what I'm hoping to introduce to you now. So when you go onto Facebook, facebook.com, you land up automatically in your own account if you've said, remember me, and you don't have to then put your password in again. It just takes you to the Facebook wall, your Facebook home, or your Facebook activity page. And you land up here. And of course, you scroll down. This is where you're going to find everything that's going to happen, including sponsored. Okay, these are adverts you can see, and you need to be patient with adverts. There's a way to tweak what type of advert you get, and I'll show you that at the end. But so now these are all things that are happening on the links that you have, and there. My daughter went to hospital yesterday. She should be having a baby around about right now. Okay. And there she is. I hadn't seen this. Okay, but I'll give her a like at this stage because I'm expecting an SMS or a phone call at any moment to tell me it's her first child. Okay. And yeah, one of my younger children. Okay. In fact, she's my youngest child. Okay. And she's 27 and my oldest child is 50. Okay. So don't sound surprised.
Oh my
I've
God.
got 9 children. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So you page down and you see, the things that you like. Now, this is where you interact with your friends and your contacts. This is the ideal place because, as you can see now, let's just have a look. This particular friend, you can do what I did with my daughter. You can press like and gives them a thumbs up. You can comment by just clicking on the comment, and along with other comments, you will land up. The other aspect on you can now click on the person themselves, the name above the picture. Now, before you click, if you hover over the name, it tells you some information about that person. Okay, and you can now click friends if you want to. You can message them, and I'll show you other interactivity at the moment. But I want to click on the name of the person. It now takes you to his profile. Okay, and so this is typically your profile. Okay, everybody has a profile on Facebook, and you need to be looking at this. And at the end, towards the end of the class, we'll look at some security settings for your profile. But now, if you want to, you're not sure, perhaps this is a long person you haven't known for too long, so you'd have a look and you page down, you would sort of introduction to himself. You can see the types of things he's posting. You can see his friends, see if they're any of your friends, and so forth. And so you can now decide, if I click on friends, okay, I have options. I can now unfollow him if I'm following him, or I can unfriend him. Okay, and that's what I was saying when we were looking at things. So, but you can also add him to favorites. Facebook allows you 30 favorites. That's it, 30 favorites. And you will see everything that happens with those favorites. And you may not see, well, you probably won't see people that are outside of your 30 favorites, okay? Unless there are all sorts of exceptions, how often they post, how often you interact with them, and so on as well, then they would start showing more frequently. But people that you only react with maybe once a year, you're not going to see their posts. So I'm not going to change anything there, and I'm going to go back to the wall, the Facebook activity page. Already you can see that things have come up here, and they're new postings, and you can interact with those postings. And so this is where you would spend most of your time, is on your wall, on your activity, paging down, looking, and clicking on any of these pictures, and you would get them coming up bigger and as an actual picture. And you can then on the left click to get out of that large picture version. Okay, and okay, so that's where you are going to land up, and you're going to. But what I want to show you up front is about your own profile page, because that's the most important. So wherever you see your name, it might be on the right-hand side, top of the screen, or it might be on the top of the left screen, as you could see on mine. And if you click on your name, you come to your profile page. Now, I'm going to stop there because a lot of people have questions about your profile, and I'm going to go through the profile and show you certain aspects. but I won't get into immense detail. But if you have a question that wants me to, then I'll try and answer it. So before we start, or you can hold your question to the end, is there something that you'd really like me to cover under the profile?
I'll give you until I finish my cuppa. And I'm
Sorry, you're very soft. I can't hear you. Can you get closer to the mic? I don't know who that was. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Not the end of the world. All right. So you can see that on the profile page, you have a picture behind you, a banner picture behind you, and that you can put any type of picture behind you, any JPEG or .png or photo of your family, children, or an event, and you would click just on edit the cover. I'll come back to the total edit, but you would just click there. Facebook recognizes it's you. Okay, when you go into your Facebook, obviously you have a password, and you go in. Now Facebook knows it's you. So when you go to your profile, it allows you the option to edit everything. Okay, so that's fortunate. Okay, so because now we can do that, and you need to is the wrong word. I think there needs to be something in your profile picture. Okay, and so if you don't put anything there, it will default to maybe your initials. Okay, and that's fine. But if somebody's searching for you, and let's say for an old school friend, or possibly somebody from you've just moved, or they've just moved, and they want to keep in contact, now they're searching for you on Facebook, and so a more recent photograph is probably more appropriate than one when you were 18 years old, and so people can recognize you. But some people have issues with putting their picture. That's fine. Then you just put your name or your initials in that place, okay? Or Facebook will do it for you. And if you don't want a background picture, Facebook will just put a color behind you, and that would be it. You see under the name a one-sentence bio. Okay, whatever you so people have different reasons for joining Facebook and going on Facebook. Some want to sell their product or their service, and others, everybody has their own reasons. So, I was making a statement if people were going to find me, because this is public. I've allowed this to be public. So I say I research, train, and write alternative health ebooks on behalf of other people. So, now people want to contact me, I give them a contact email, and they can then contact me if they want an ebook. So you would do the same sort of thing if you were in business or wanted to, just do some part-time work. You may want to put it in there. Okay. Then on your home page, you see on the left there's posts. All your posts on the right-hand side are listed on the right-hand side. Okay. And so now you've got one place where all your posts are. These are your posts. And when people come to your profile, they're going to see these posts unless you've made them private. Okay. So you would need to, you see, if you click on the three dots on any one of your profiles, of your postings, you see looking down that pop-up list there, you can pin this to the top, so it stays right at the top of your profile page. Okay, or you can just save the link and post it somewhere. Sorry, Caroline. Okay, no, all right. You can go back and edit the post just from those three dots. Okay, and you can move it to trash as well. So that comes in handy when you're thinking, I don't want that anymore. Okay, and you move away and you delete it. or whatever your intentions are with it. Okay, so your posts are all down there, and when you go to your homepage, you'll find them under posts. Then comes the about page next to it. This is about you. Okay, and it starts with an overview, which came up earlier, and now you can change any of the information about you. So, you know, for example, here where you work, you know, you can change that. At the moment, if you move to the right of your work, who can see where you work? Okay, now if you click at the moment, if I hover over it, it says your friends, but if I click on it, I can make that public. Okay, or I can give it to only specific friends that I, okay, and so there's so many options that you can do with every bit of information in your profile. Okay, you go through it and you think, okay, why do I want to make it public? You must have a reason. Why do I want to make it absolutely private? You must have a reason for yourself, quietly on your own, okay? Or only for my children to see. There it is there, okay? So if you click that, now it goes back and you can see there, it's now changed the icon and my own children can see that, okay? And that's it, okay? And then where you studied, I studied at Kingswood College, and you can see now I've made that public in case people are searching for people that went to school then. You know, I left college in the late 60s, okay? So it's a long way away, but people can still search under the name of the college. The college is still thriving, and they'll find. So, and so you go down with all these about. Then back to the left side, you know, you get all these different options of correcting things like work and education, places you lived, contact and basic information. You know, that's also important because you can see that I've put a telephone number in and I've locked it. Only I and Facebook can see it, okay, or the algorithms in Facebook, because sometimes they, you know, you've lost your password and then they'll send you a code to your phone in order to change your password for it. And so every one of these, so you need to be going down these probably once every 6 months or so, looking at what you want to make public, what you want to make private, okay? And so, you know, I've got a website and social link there, and I've made a setting called Your Friends of Friends, okay? So it's like goes for 2 layers of people. And I've made my Instagram, which is one of my favorite. I do a class on Instagram as well, basic Instagram, like basic Facebook. And I like that a lot. And I'm going to be doing a business class on Instagram as well. So
Michael, what's the little pencils on the right-hand side?
I missed that, sorry. Say again.
What's the little icons, I guess? See where your cursor, yeah, just go to the right. What's that?
Okay, that's where you can edit whatever you want to do. So I've clicked edit, okay. And now you've got an option of editing that. You've got an option also of adding it. So maybe you don't have your LinkedIn account. So now you can add you see at the bottom, it says the add social link.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you can then add your Instagram account or your website or whatever you want to add, okay? Your YouTube account. So I've put them all there, okay? I'm quite happy. And I don't have a problem with any of this. There's nothing confidential in any of these that I do. As is my Facebook, there's nothing other than like my telephone number, those sort of things. But my postings and so on and links are all. So then if you change it, you can then click save, and it would then save what you've done and what changes you've made and get you back there. Does that answer your question? And once you've decided whether you're male or female, you can also you can also change and change that and decide whether you're male or female. But again, that can be private if necessary.
If you change, you can change it, eh?
You can, yes, you can change it. Okay.
Michael,
Yes.
it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, those are all your confidential things. So if we move now from posts, we've done the about. Now if we go to friends, we click on friends. Now you have various options under that drop-down menu in your profile. This is your profile, remember? And so now you have options of, well, you can find or friend request to see if anybody has sent you a request. You click that, it would come up on the left, okay? Now, nobody has sent me a request, otherwise it would be up there, okay? But now it's saying, do you want to send a request to somebody else? And Facebook algorithm gives you the opportunity here. So if we take this first one here, the first thing that catches my mind with Frederica is that her and I have 58 mutual friends. So if I hover my cursor over that, it shows me all 58, okay? Not in one screen, you've got to do more. But that's interesting because now you can say, all right, who is this? Should I make her my friend, okay? And I look at all the friends and I think, no, I do have links to those people, but that doesn't mean, but then I think to myself, let me go and have a look at her profile page. So I click on her name and it comes up to her profile page, okay? So now I have a look and I see, look at her and immediately I see her there clearly with 2 daughters. Don't recognize her straight away. Okay. So to me, I would now look at it and say, okay, she's the director there. No, I now ask myself, why would I connect with her? Okay. I'd look at some of her postings. Okay, yeah, you're picking up things just from the posting, just looking at the postings, and a lot of birthday. So I can't find for myself a reason. So now I have an option. What do? I go back to the left-hand side and I say to Facebook algorithm, you can remove her from my list of future possible friends. So I click remove and she's gone. Okay. It's just telling Facebook, I don't worry to bring her up because Facebook will keep on bringing it up until you remove her. Okay. So now I look at the next one, Maggie Jaber, and I do the same thing. I look now at all the 47 friends, and so I look down, and I immediately know what it's about. So I'm going to remove her from there as well, and then I look at the next one, and you've got 3 friends. Okay. Nice person. Okay, I haven't a clue even who those 3 friends are. So I'm going to remove her from also. And so on, you go down, at the bottom down here, there's somebody with 15 friends. And yeah, I know those people, but I'm not looking for friends unless there's some sort of mutual benefit by becoming a friend, okay? They can follow me if they wanted to follow me, or I could follow them without actually becoming a friend, but I don't want any of those. So we now go back and we can search for people on the top here. We can put in a name and search and see what comes up. But just imagine if you typed in Mary Jones, you would get hundreds of options, and you would type in a name that you want to search for, or even a product or a group even, but we'll come to groups in a minute. Okay, so so we click back and we click on the F, and that takes us back to
Michael, just let me say one thing. Those
Yes.
friends in the right-hand side column there that you had,
yes,
they are all, I find they are all my sister's friends, my girlfriend's friends, my,
correct.
guys' friends. And Facebook sends them to me and says, do you want to be friends with them as well? And I have to go through that just about daily to get them out of there.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we've done now. We've gone through and had a look at them, and they really are often friends of children. And I'm friends with the child, obviously, and so you don't really have any. I don't have any interest in the friends of my children. Okay. And so you just go through and you just remove them. It's not, you don't have to remove them. I mean, you don't have to friend them. They can stay there if you want to. But anyway, and along with that, find requests, that was there. You can now click on find friends, which is on the right-hand side, and virtually the same window comes up. Okay, and the only thing it doesn't have is well, it does. I'm just looking at it as your friend requests. So it looks like it's almost the identical page, but to the one that I clicked on before, which was find request, that one. So they both look very similar. Okay. Anyway, let's those are friends. Now you can find the friends and search for friends, and you've got like various headings up here. People you are following. Okay. Now they're not friends, they're people you are following. Okay. So
Michael?
yes.
Back at the last one about removing your friend, if you remove them by mistake, is it permanent?
No, you're not removing them. All you're doing is removing them from this list, nothing more than that.
Okay.
So you're not removing them from your
So
life.
you still have access to them?
You still have access to them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question. Thanks for that. That's so anyway, let's all right. So we were looking at friends. So you're happy, and you got various. I was talking about following. So you can follow people and not necessarily request a friendship. Okay. And then, you would do this mostly with famous people, or from, a guru, or from a doctor. And there's another doctor. You follow them, or the Lama. People like that you would follow. Because they wouldn't be interested in becoming your friend, okay? And it would be a waste of time because you wouldn't get the post. But here you click on following, and so that those are the list of people. This is the list of the people that I am following. So at any stage, you can click on any one of them. Okay, let's say we click on Sadhguru. We go to their profile page. Okay. And you can then, see the page. You can see, obviously, all his postings are on his profile page, as are yours on your own. And so you would whip down, and you'd be able to listen to any of those that. And if you want to stop following somebody, you would click on the blue where it says I'm following. I click on that, and it asks me, do I want to do something else? Okay, maybe snooze for 30 days. Remember, I told you about the snooze, and so we click on snooze, but we can also post that. There's a lot that you can do when you're experimenting down here, and then you can update, and then having updated, you can now go back and see, the other people you're following. But you might want to find people in your hometown that you are linked with, or birthdays, all across with the friends. There's a lot you can do from time to time. You wouldn't do this every day you went on Facebook, but there are your friends. And of course, you can also click on these 3 dots on the side of your friend. Doesn't matter which drop down you're looking at, and you can add them to your favorites. Remember, you're allowed 30 favorites, or you can just edit your friend list, because there are lots of ways of doing things with friends. As you can see, I just clicked on it. You can make it geographical, an area, or under my interests, and so forth. Okay, so you can put them into one of those sort of categories under friends, and you can create more categories, and I'll show you that when we get to it. Okay, so that's that becomes handy. Okay, so that's friends. We're now going to move to photos. Facebook is probably most well known historically for everybody uploading all their photographs into an album. Okay, so you can see under your profile, it says photos of you. Okay, and you look, and there are photos of you. Somebody else might have posted them, you know, at a wedding or whatever. Then there are your photos that you have posted. Okay, for whatever reason. Holidays is normally the most common one. Remember those days when we used to have holidays? And yeah, so you would have those. And then, and this is really useful, albums, is that you can put your photographs into specific albums. Okay, and it might be the name of the place that you visited, you know, it might have been a cruise that you went on, and yeah, and so forth. So you call your album, and to add an album, you just click the plus sign. Okay, and then you click on the photographs that you want to put into that album. So albums are very, very handy under photographs if you want to organize. Otherwise, you're just going to have a massive photograph year in and year out. I mean, I go back, I mean, there was one there from 2016, but, you know, I think I was on Facebook before that. So it probably goes back quite a long way. And so it's handy. But having said you all that, oh my goodness, you click on more and you've just got so much more. Look at it. I mean, where do you stop? I mean, Facebook, you can really get involved in, okay? You really, I mean, you could even, the things you've liked, just clicked on the likes, okay? There come all the likes up. So if you were busy browsing and looking at things and you clicked on something and liked it, like we did today, okay, it's going to come up here, okay? So you can see everything you liked. I mean, that's under more. I ask you, tears in my eyes, just look at them. Oh my goodness, you click on music and yes, country music, eh? Goodness. So, you know, there's no end to your interaction and getting things for entertainment for yourself, getting it in place, communicating with people, you know, promoting your service or your product or whatever it happens to be. So yes, it's that's all and more, okay? And you can at this point you can add a story, and you can create a photo story, put stories together, or a text story, or a video story, and a story lasts for 24 hours on Facebook, and then it disappears, okay, and it's gone, and it's just fun. The youngsters, in fact, not only youngsters now, that some of us oldies are getting to that. I've posted a few on Instagram. I haven't posted them on Facebook. I've done my stories on Instagram. So, all right. So before we leave this, I said to you, you see now next to add a story is edit profile. So you can click on edit profile, and now everything about your profile, not about the, I showed you the securities and things that you could do with regards to your work and all the rest of it. But these, where you can change the banner at the back, you just click edit, your picture, excuse me, you can customize your introduction, your hobbies, and you can feature certain things onto Facebook. And you can edit your about as well. So there's a lot, it's just so much that you can do on yourself about you and organizing yourself. And that in itself is fun, you know, when you've been on Facebook for a while and you can now organize that. So I want to leave the profile now and I'll just stop for any questions. Are there any questions that you'd like answered about the profile?
No, I'm fine.
You're fine. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back. Remember, we're going back to the home page or the Facebook wall or the activity page. And to the right of that, if I hover that, you'll see that little, like almost a YouTube sign. And you click on that, and those are all things you can watch. They're not necessarily linked to you. They are videos, and you can page down, and you can click on any one of them, and you know, you can take off the speaker, but there is no sound anywhere on that one. So I thought there might be some background. And these are all videos that you can watch. And let's see. There's a little bit of sound on that one. But we won't go any further. Yeah, great man, that. Hey, so humble. He posts the most beautiful little drawings in order to explain things about spirituality and so on. But if you wanted to listen
with
to
our free will. As his children, God gave each one of us.
There we are. So that was you could then look. So these are videos. They might well be links to you and your activity on Facebook and things that you like, but a lot of them are not. Okay, so
not well balanced with wholeheartedness, but
okay. So those are the videos under this video link here. On the right of that is the shop, the Facebook shop. Okay. Now that is it's apparently very popular, and the amount of money spent on the Facebook shop is quite large. And you can see today's pics for whatever reason, and you see the price underneath the picture, and you go down, and you then get adverts that are placed here on purpose. These above are people, members of Facebook. You can buy motor cars on it, some more sponsors, adverts, furniture. But what I want to show you here that is really interesting, and you may not be able to see it on your screen, I'll tell you again, because your screen might not be big enough, but on the right-hand side, and if your picture's in the way, just take your finger and move the picture away if you can't see where my cursor is. You can move your picture around your screen. So you see there's, can you see it says Perth-5 kilometers, okay? If you click on that, Facebook now asks you, do you want to change the radius of adverts that are being shown to you from your house? So I say, yes, give me adverts that are 1 kilometer away from my house, and click apply. It now takes out all the adverts other than sponsored adverts, okay, out of you, and then leaves you with people who are 1 kilometer away from your house, okay. And you can see them there, and and then people play games here free, and they put fridge Samsung. It's a gimmick, you buy the magnet that sits on there, and then you pay for the fridge.
Michael, can I jump in here?
Yes.
I find in Canada you have to be very careful what you what you're buying on this site. Say, for instance, this it's a Wonder Wash or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder Wash. A lot of people will send $700 or so, whatever the price is, by e-transfer, and they'll go and, they go get this Wonder Wash, and then it's not there. Your e-transfer has been accepted, and it's nothing there.
Okay.
So be careful.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think that's important for people to be aware of and to watch out for. And people who do scams like that, they're everywhere in our life in 2021 as well. So you just got to be aware that that is the case. And yeah, very interesting. All right. So that's the shop anyway. And there are lots of places on the net. I do a lot of shopping on the internet. I purposely, I don't buy on Facebook because you can go and really get some lovely places, that you can buy beautiful clothes and whatever you need online from reputable companies. Okay, and that makes a difference. They're reputable, and so buying online has become very popular. But I would listen to what Shirley said there and just be aware that it's better to go, I think, to
especially vehicles, dogs. What else?
Yeah.
We're having a lot of problem with it anyway. People are they get the money and they run.
Yeah.
Make sure that the product is there.
Yeah. I think, if you had any fears of that, just do not buy on a social media platform where you're going to collect the goods. Okay. In fact, even when you expect them to be delivered, find a reputable company. And there are beautiful companies out there, and things are so much cheaper, than if you walked into a retail shop. I have found, certainly in Western Australia. So it's great. Anyway, the next on the right-hand side of the marketplace are groups. Now, you click on groups and you come to their groups homepage. These are groups that I belong to, so they're all linked in one way or another. I belong to a group of our suburb, so that's pinned to the top here. So it's only people in my suburb that are here. So if you lose a dog or a cat, you can put it on here and people can watch out for it. You can put a picture on and they can watch out for that and get in contact with a person if they happen to find animals. So it comes in handy having that, but that's my reason. But then you can discover, you can search for any type of group. Like, it doesn't matter what you search for, okay? There we are. The last class we did was quilting groups on Facebook. And so, there's just masses, as you can see. Some of them are public groups and some of them are private groups. It doesn't matter. Private really just wants you to apply, and they'll send back an answer saying yes. And so if you become, unpleasant in the group in any way, they can exclude you from the group. And but private doesn't mean that you can't apply to join. Okay, that's really what I'm saying. And you can search for any of these groups and search for things, obviously, that you love. Okay, so to the right of that is the gaming, gaming online. Okay, gaming is the fastest growing industry on our earth. Okay, and you can follow people here who are gaming, and you can watch their games online. You can play online, and it gives you all sorts of new games and top clips from games. And it's a big industry. It's a big industry, and there are lots of opportunity for youngsters to make a career out of gaming. Okay, in all sorts of different ways. So gaming is certainly you can watch it. There's no harm. You're not going to have to, join anything if you don't want to, and you can just follow what you like. All right, then I want to go to the right of the name. You see that plus sign all over on the different pages. You might have noticed Facebook trying to encourage you to create a post, and it says, "What's on your mind, Michael?" And so that's an indication that you create a post. So the first thing that happens, your name comes up, your icon. Now, who is the post going to? You click the down arrow, and you've got a lot of options of who it's going to your friends, or all your friends except these, or specific friends that you indicate and tell them which ones, or you just to yourself, so it only goes onto your profile. And so custom and acquaintances and friends and geographical groups that you've created, and or just to your own children. So you've got all these options, and all you have to do is click on them, and up it comes. And now, just to the bottom left there's a little icon AA. You can put a background to your entire post. Okay, so you can put a color, or you can put some hearts or whatever. There's all sorts of options that you can put there as a background. So you add that and you experiment with it. You can also add like a feeling to your post. You click on feeling, and you then click on how you're feeling. You're feeling excited today, okay? And look where it comes up. Michael Plumstead is feeling excited, okay? So it sits there in your post, and then you can type, whatever you want to type, and you can then click post. Okay, now you click post, and it's you will find it. It will post certainly on your activity page, and there it is. Okay, and one of the things, remember, I'm going to show you this again because you're going to come up those three little dots. You can click those three little dots. You can edit the post. You can edit who's seen it, and so on. All this, or you can just move it to trash, and it's gone out of your life. Okay. All right. And then finally, I want to show you on the extreme right, the drop down little arrow there. You see the first time you click it, you get to settings and help and support and so on. If you click on settings and privacy, on the second, you can click settings again. If you click on privacy checkup, this is new or relatively new on Facebook, where Facebook itself takes you through each one of these sections in order for you to look and change your settings if you desire. Okay, so I really recommend that after this class, that's the first place you go before you even go to your profile. Go to privacy checkup, do the privacy checkup, and see what's there. If you want to not follow them, or if you want to do that and you want to go, then go to your settings, and there you'll get every conceivable type of setting. Okay, and it's all here under setting on that little drop down menu. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the introduction. I've gone into a little bit of detail on certain things. Are there any final questions?
Yes. My name is Vicky. I would like to know, I didn't know what I was doing, and I have 3 Facebook pages, of different pictures. Is it a way that I can delete those?
Yeah, you can. It's under settings.
Okay.
And you would, yes, you can. I'll put it on the email that. Okay. I'm not sure, Victoria, you came in much later. Did you come in through a booking? or through a launch?
Booking,
Booking.
already booked. Yeah, I
Oh,
had, I
that's
just,
good. Okay. Now
I
that's
had
fine.
the class and I forgot the time, and
Okay.
that's why I couldn't. Okay.
No. The reason I ask is because only people who booked get the email. The people who came in at the last minute through the launch on the Get Set Up page possibly don't get an email. I think they're going to change that any day now.
Oh,
So,
okay. No,
but if you
I
did
booked
it-
this class.
okay. No, I will put some information there for you on
Okay,
how to
thank
do
you.
that. Okay. No, that's fine.
Okay,
It's a
thank
good
you.
question. A pleasure. Any other questions?
Well, I learned something, Michael, so thank you.
That's a pleasure. That's great. I'm glad you've learned something. And you're an old hand at Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other last questions we can talk about? And before we close off?
Where's my picture?
I don't know what's happened to your picture, Nancy. Ah, there it is. Okay. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
but
It's gone.
that's my steady, that's not the picture that I had. It's not live.
Ah, there it is. No, that's the other picture. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, well, it's great. I hope I see you in other classes. In an hour or so, I do an Instagram basic, okay, as well.
Oh.
So if you want to join that, then you're welcome to. Otherwise, what Get Set Up have done now, and it's really interesting, is if you go to the getsetup.io, which is the Get Set Up page, and you type in under classes, click on classes, and you type in, let's say, my name, then all the classes for the next week will come up there that I'm going to do.
Okay.
People have asked me this. And so you will see if I do this class again or what class I'm going to do. So be aware that you can do that for any guide. You can just type their name in and you'll get the classes. Okay, but that's new, very new. Okay, well.
Good night, Michael.
Good.
Thank
Well,
you, Michael.
a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to you all. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Another great class.